All right, we've got one last section or part, I should say, to section 1.2. We have a really important idea in this section about combining like terms. I will often get college students who come, and if they struggle with math, it's probably at their root. They often are struggling with how to combine like terms. So this is absolutely fundamental to everything that goes above it. And if this one doesn't get solved, then it all just continues to be confusing. So what a term is, it's any multiplication, anything that is a group of things being multiplied. It doesn't matter how many things are being multiplied. That's all being multiplied. That's one group. It's a term. Now, here we're going to just talk about it being multiplication, but it's also division as well. But that's okay. We're just going to think of it as multiplication for right now. So all of these are examples of a group that's being multiplied together. So they're not being added or subtracted. That creates a different group. But these are all being multiplied. So these are all a term. The coefficient is always the number in front of the variable. So for instance, here the coefficient is 5. Here it's 9. So down here we've got a coefficient of a 3 in front of an x. Okay, so we have, what are they asking us for? So they just want the coefficients. Well, that's 14, 15, and even though it doesn't show it, it's 1. So if we have just a variable, we can think of it like the coefficient in front is a 1. So our coefficients here are 17, 41, and in front of the z, it's like there's really a 1. Here we'd have 9, 13, and again, there's a 1 in front. Okay, now here is that idea about combining like terms. And the illustration I give, I'm a football fan, and so here's how I tell people. So the Bengals and Browns are two different football teams, and they're spelled very similarly. They both have B's, they both have N's and S's, but they are not the same word. So when we get to the variable portion here of a term, that is the name of the team. So for instance here, I have 7 guys on the x squared team, 4 guys on the y to the third team. Here's another 5 guys on the x squared team. If I had a bunch of Bengals running around a field, then I am adding up people on the exact same team name, even if it's spelled very similarly to another team. These are the only two that are exactly the same team. Oh no, there's another. There's also these two. So it has to be identical, the team name. This one has 3 y's. That's not the same as a single y. This has 2 x's. That's not the same as a single x. And then we also have just numbers. I always liken those to like they're just the referees running around on the field. They're not on a team, and we can add those up as well. So these are the same team name. You've got a guy on the y cubed team, 4 guys on the y cubed team. You got 7 guys on the x squared team, 5 guys on the x squared team. That is exactly the same name. And then we just have the numbers. They're on the same team as well. Nobody else was on the x team. So our like terms here are, we have the numbers. Those guys are on the number team. This is the y squared team. Now, there's no one else on the y team. See, these are not the same. They cannot go together. And then these guys are the same. That's the x to the third team. So the x to the thirds, these guys are on the same team. Those guys are on the same team. And then the numbers are on the same team. Now, this is where we're really going with this. When we add and subtract, if they're on the same team, we can just put them together. So the team names are not going to change. We're just adding and subtracting the people together. So 9x squared plus 7x plus 12. Oh, it's asking for the terms. I'm sorry. We're not ready to put them together quite yet. So there are no common terms. No one has the like terms. Oh, I keep forgetting what they're asking us. They just want to know the terms. Well, the terms are the groups of multiplication. They are separated by pluses or minuses. So I have 1, 2, 3 different terms. Here, these guys are, the multiplication is separated by that addition. There are 2 terms. So here my terms are 4x squared, 5x, and 17 because they're separated by the addition. Here it's 5x and 2y separated by the addition. Okay, now we're ready to put people on the same team. So I've got 2 guys on the x squared team and 1 guy on the x squared team. They're going to, oh, that's crazy. Let's not do that. 2 guys on the x squared team, 1 guy on the x squared. There are 3 guys on the x squared team. Now there's 3 on the x team and 4 other on that team. So there's 7 guys on that team. Team name does not change. Then I've just got the numbers, the refs, whatever. And I've got 12. Now nothing else combines. 7x and 3x squared, that is not the same name. They cannot be put together. So, same team name, 10x squared. Same team name, so I've got 16 guys on the x team. And then on the numbers, I got 17. Okay, pause it if you don't want to see me to do this, but I'm going to get started. Same team. Okay, I was hoping for some harder ones. I don't know if we're going to see. So they get a lot harder than that. But anyway, that's a good introduction to it. I'm not sure what we'll have in the assignment, but hopefully it gets you started. It's got to be identical names. You have to put together the people with an identical name, and the team name doesn't change when you put them together.